The rising anxiety. In the shadowy underworld of gang warfare, the cunning hyenas found themselves on the brink of despair. The crushing defeat of the White Tiger and the Wrestling Bear at the hands of Silverback and the 10 Great Assassins had sent shockwaves through every corner of the criminal realm. The invincibility of Silverback and his lethal team seemed unstoppable, and no one appeared capable of halting their relentless advance. The cunning hyenas, led by the astute and cunning Boosie, were now gripped by an all-encompassing fear. The unstoppable force of Silverback and the 10 Great Assassins. Silverback, a towering figure of brute strength and unparalleled martial prowess, had carved a bloody path through the ranks of the most formidable warriors in the gang world. Roy's One Eye, the Grey Wolf, Willow, the Red Lion, the Dual Killers, the Ruthless Jaguar, Tiga, the White Tiger, and Susie, the Wrestling Bear, the strongest warriors of the gang world, had all fallen before Silverback's might, leaving no doubt about the superiority of Silverback and his assassins. The 10 Great Assassins, handpicked by Eagle, were a deadly force of nature. Each member brought a unique set of skills and weaponry to the table, making them a formidable team. Lionheart with his twin sabers, Panthera with his long sword, Cobra with his venomous strikes, Wolfbane with his relentless blade, Hawkeye and Tigerclaw with their deadly chains, Scorpio with his crushing staff, Bearclaw with his impaling spear, Falcon with his precision crossbow, and Jackal with his lethal iron cards. Together, they had dismantled the most impenetrable defenses and left a trail of destruction in their wake. The fall of the White Tiger and the Wrestling Bear. The White Tiger, renowned for their indomitable spirit and strategic brilliance, had been the fourth to fall. Their intricate defenses, designed to repel even the most determined attackers, had crumbled under the relentless assault of the 10 Great Assassins. Tiga, a revered warrior and master of the Tiger Claw technique, had been defeated, his body left broken and lifeless. The White Tiger's stronghold, once a symbol of their unyielding strength, now lay in ruins. The Wrestling Bear, known for their brute strength and fearsome reputation, had followed. Susie, their greatest warrior, whose bone-crushing wrestling techniques had brought down countless foes, had been defeated by the hands of Silverback. The Wrestling Bear's defenses, fortified with traps and layers of protection, had proven no match for the strategic genius of Eagle and the overwhelming power of his assassins. The stronghold of the Wrestling Bear was reduced to ashes, a testament to the unstoppable force that Silverback had become. The growing fear in Boosie's heart. As news of these crushing defeats spread, Boosie found himself grappling with an all-encompassing sense of dread. The leader of the cunning hyenas had always prided himself on his strategic acumen and ability to outmaneuver his enemies. But now, faced with the prospect of an attack from Silverback and his assassins, Boosie's confidence was shaken to its core. In the dimly lit chambers of the cunning hyena's headquarters, Boosie sat surrounded by his most trusted lieutenants. The air was thick with tension as they discussed their options, each man acutely aware of the impending danger. "We need to strengthen our defenses," one member suggested, his voice trembling with fear. "Fortify our stronghold and prepare for an all-out assault." "But what about intelligence?" another member countered. "We need to know how they operate, their weaknesses. We can't just rely on brute force." Boosie, his face a mask of concern, shook his head. "We've seen what happened to the White Tiger and the Wrestling Bear. Their defenses were just as strong, if not stronger, and they were still overwhelmed. We need something more. We need a strategy that Silverback won't expect." The heavy burden of leadership. As the leader, Boosie felt the weight of his responsibility pressing down on him. The lives of his men, the future of his gang, all depended on his ability to find a way to counter Silverback's relentless advance. But as the days passed and the threat loomed ever closer, the path forward seemed increasingly uncertain. Boosie spent hours poring over maps and plans, trying to anticipate Silverback's moves and looking for any advantage he could find. The pressure to protect his gang and ensure their survival was immense, and the weight of this responsibility was taking its toll. Preparing for the worst. Despite the overwhelming fear, Boosie knew that he couldn't afford to show weakness. He had to keep his men motivated and give them a reason to believe that they could survive the coming storm. He ordered his members to begin fortifying their stronghold and doubling their efforts in preparing for the inevitable assault. Barricades were reinforced, traps were set, and every available resource was put to use in strengthening their defenses. Lingering fear and determination. In the quiet moments, when he was alone with his thoughts, Boosie couldn't help but wonder if they were fighting a losing battle. The image of Silverback, a towering figure of strength and ruthlessness, haunted his dreams. But he knew that he couldn't afford to give in to despair. His men looked to him for leadership and hope. He had to find a way to inspire them and give them the strength to stand and fight. The cunning hyena returns. Boosie sat in his dimly lit office, surrounded by maps, plans, and documents, his mind racing with thoughts of impending doom. The recent fall of the White Tiger and Wrestling Bear at the hands of Silverback and the 10 great assassins had left him deeply troubled. The next target could very well be the cunning hyenas, and Boosie felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on his shoulders. An unexpected arrival. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Boosie's train of thought was interrupted, and he called out, "Come in." One of his members entered, leading a large, imposing hyena. Boosie's eyes widened in surprise. "Is it really you? You've been gone for so long, and now you return? Where have you been?" Boosie asked, his voice filled with a mix of relief and curiosity. The large hyena responded, "Boss, I traveled far and wide, learning new things." Boosie's expression turned serious again as he said, "The situation is extremely tense. Silverback and the 10 great assassins could attack us any day now. This has been weighing heavily on my mind. I'm trying to devise a defense plan, but I don't know where to start." The large hyena replied, "I returned precisely because of this. The fall of the White Tiger and the Wrestling Bear happened recently. We are likely the next target." Boosie looked at him with hope in his eyes. "You came back to help me, didn't you?" The hyena smiled and replied, "Yes, boss." A wave of relief washed over Boosie. "With you here, my worries will be eased. Do you have a plan?" The hyena nodded. "After studying the failures of the White Tiger and the Wrestling Bear, I discovered some fundamental flaws. They used primitive weapons that lacked high lethality, their defense systems were easy to infiltrate, and their security systems were easily disabled." Boosie felt a weight lift from his shoulders, as if a burden of thousands of kilograms had been removed. His mind, which had been clouded with anxiety, began to clear. The presence of the large hyena, his trusted member, filled him with renewed hope and determination. Easing the burden. Hearing the hyena outline the reasons behind the failures of the White Tiger and the Wrestling Bear brought a sense of clarity to Boosie. The flaws in their defenses and their reliance on inadequate weaponry had led to their downfall. Knowing this, Boosie felt a sense of empowerment. He could learn from their mistakes and fortify the cunning hyena's defenses accordingly. The large hyena's insights were invaluable. He spoke with confidence, detailing the steps they needed to take to avoid the same fate. "First, we need to upgrade our weapons. We must ensure they are deadly and effective. Second, we need to reinforce our defenses, making them impenetrable. Third, we must enhance our security systems, ensuring they cannot be easily disabled." Boosie listened intently, his mind absorbing every word. The hyena's knowledge and experience were evident. The fear and uncertainty that had plagued him began to dissipate, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose. The detailed defense plan. The big hyena continued, "My detailed plan is to build a defense system in depth. This means creating multiple layers of defense that the enemy must overcome before reaching our core. By doing so, we can slow down their advance, wear them out, and ultimately stop them before they can cause significant damage. First layer, perimeter security. Fortified outer wall. Construct a high, thick wall around the entire perimeter of the cunning hyena's headquarters. This wall will be made of reinforced concrete and steel, making it extremely difficult to breach. Install barbed wire and electric fencing on top of the wall to deter climbing attempts. Watchtowers. Build watchtowers at regular intervals along the wall, each manned by armed guards equipped with high-powered rifles and binoculars. The watchtowers will be connected by an elevated walkway, allowing guards to move quickly and efficiently along the perimeter. Surveillance systems. Set up a comprehensive network of CCTV cameras covering every inch of the perimeter. These cameras will be monitored 24/7 by a dedicated security team. Motion sensors and infrared detectors will be placed along the perimeter to detect any attempts to breach the wall under the cover of darkness or foliage. Second layer, mid-range defense. Patrol routes. Establish regular patrol routes within the perimeter, with teams of guards patrolling at all times. These patrols will be equipped with communication devices to report any suspicious activity immediately. Patrol dogs will accompany the guards, trained to detect intruders and attack on command. Defensive trenches. Dig a series of defensive trenches and moats inside the perimeter, filled with water or spikes to impede the enemy's progress. These trenches will be strategically placed to force the enemy into narrow choke points where they can be easily targeted. Barricades and obstacles. Scatter movable barricades and obstacles throughout the mid-range defense area. These can be quickly repositioned to create new barriers as needed. Plant thorny bushes and other natural obstacles to slow down and injure intruders. Third layer, inner defense. Reinforced inner wall. Construct a secondary wall within the perimeter, closer to the main buildings of the headquarters. This wall will be lower than the outer wall, but equally fortified. Gates in this wall will be heavily guarded and can be quickly sealed in case of an emergency. Guard posts and bunkers. Position guard posts and bunkers at key locations within the inner defense zone. These will serve as strongholds where guards can regroup and mount a defense. Equip these posts with heavy weaponry such as machine guns and grenade launchers to repel any attackers who breach the outer layers. Emergency response teams. Organize highly trained emergency response teams ready to deploy at a moment's notice. These teams will be equipped with the best weapons and armor available. Designate secure areas where non-combat personnel can take refuge during an attack, ensuring their safety and minimizing chaos. Fourth layer, central stronghold. Fortified main building. The central stronghold will be the most heavily fortified building in the entire headquarters. It will be constructed with reinforced steel and concrete, capable of withstanding prolonged attacks. All windows and doors will be blast-proof, and there will be multiple escape routes and hidden exits in case the building is breached. Command Center. Establish a command center within the main building, equipped with advanced communication and surveillance technology. This will be the nerve center of the defense operations. The command center will be manned by you who can coordinate the defense and make strategic decisions in real time. Weapons and Supplies Depot. Maintain a well-stocked depot of weapons, ammunition, medical supplies, and food within the central stronghold. This will ensure that the defenders can hold out during a prolonged siege. Implement strict inventory management to ensure that supplies are used efficiently and replenished regularly. Strategic considerations. Intelligence gathering. Use undercover operatives to gather intelligence on the movements and plans of Silverback and the 10 Great Assassins. This information will be critical in anticipating their attacks and preparing the defense. Establish a network of informants within other gangs to stay updated on potential threats and opportunities. Training and drills. Conduct regular training sessions and drills for all members of the Cunning Hyenas. These exercises will simulate various attack scenarios, ensuring that everyone knows their role and can respond effectively. Emphasize teamwork and communication, as coordinated efforts will be essential in defending against a highly organized enemy. Psychological warfare. Use psychological tactics to demoralize the enemy and disrupt their plans. This could include spreading false information, staging mock defenses, and using propaganda to create confusion and fear. Encourage loyalty and morale within the Cunning Hyenas by recognizing and rewarding bravery and dedication. A united and motivated group will be much harder for the enemy to defeat. Implementation. The large hyena concluded, "We must begin implementing this plan immediately. Every minute we delay is a minute closer to our potential downfall. With these layers of defense in place, we can turn our headquarters into an impregnable fortress." Boosie felt a surge of hope and determination. The detailed defense plan laid out by the large hyena was comprehensive and well thought out. He knew that with these measures in place, the cunning hyenas would stand a much better chance against Silverback and the 10 great assassins. "Let's get to work," Boosie said, his voice filled with newfound resolve. "We will not be their next victim. We will defend our territory and show them that the cunning hyenas are not to be underestimated." The large hyena nodded in agreement, and together they began mobilizing their forces, preparing for the battle that was sure to come. With each step they took, the fear and anxiety that had plagued Boosie began to fade, replaced by a sense of purpose and confidence. The cunning hyenas would be ready. The protection. In the dim light of the late afternoon, the hyena, with sharp eyes, looked directly at Boosie. Its hoarse and determined voice echoed, "In the worst-case scenario, if the stronghold I painstakingly built is breached by Silverback and the 10 great assassins, I will protect you. I may not be able to defeat Silverback, but I can hold him off long enough for you to escape." Boosie felt a warmth rise in his heart at the hyena's loyalty and thoughtful consideration. He knew that in making this promise, the hyena was putting itself in grave danger. A sense of gratitude and appreciation surged within him, like a cool stream in a parched desert. "I am truly grateful to you," Boosie responded, his voice filled with emotion and sincerity. "You have shown remarkable loyalty and courage, and I will never forget that." The hyena nodded, its eyes never leaving Boosie, ready for whatever might come. In that moment, a strong and unbreakable bond formed between the two beings, prepared to face any dangers that lay ahead. The martial prowess and internal power of Ludi. The person who planned the defense in depth was none other than Ludi. Ludi, the seasoned hyena who has dedicated decades to mastering the revered martial art of Snake Fist, stands as a testament to the power and grace that this ancient discipline bestows upon its practitioners. A member of the esteemed Four Heroes, Ludi's prowess in martial arts and his formidable inner strength place him on par with the likes of Roy's One Eye, Willu, Tiga, and Suzy. This narrative delves into the intricate details of Ludi's martial capabilities and his profound inner strength, highlighting why he is considered one of the most formidable warriors of his time. Origins of Snake Fist. Snake Fist was created by Hawa after observing the flexibility and quick attacks of snakes. Snake Fist, known for its fluid and unpredictable movements, draws inspiration from the serpentine creatures that silently and swiftly navigate their environments. This martial art emphasizes flexibility, agility, and the ability to strike with precision and deadly force. Practitioners of Snake Fist develop a unique blend of speed, power, and control, enabling them to adapt to various combat scenarios and outmaneuver their opponents. Ludi's journey into the world of Snake Fist began at a young age. His natural agility and keen instincts made him an ideal candidate for this demanding martial art. Under the tutelage of a master who recognized his potential, Ludi honed his skills through rigorous training sessions that tested both his physical and mental limits. Over the years, he absorbed the essence of Snake Fist, transforming himself into a living embodiment of its principles. The art of Snake Fist. The core philosophy of Snake Fist revolves around the concept of soft overcoming hard, where fluidity and flexibility can neutralize brute strength. Ludi's movements in combat reflect this principle. He employs a combination of swift, flowing motions and sudden, explosive strikes that catch his opponents off guard. Each movement is precise and deliberate, designed to exploit the slightest openings in an adversary's defense. One of the hallmark techniques of Snake Fist is the snake strike. This technique involves a rapid, whip-like motion of the arm, mimicking the swift strike of a snake. Ludi's execution of this move is nothing short of spectacular. His strikes are so fast that they often seem to blur in the eyes of his opponents, making it nearly impossible to predict or evade them. The power behind each strike is immense, capable of incapacitating even the most robust adversaries with a single blow. In addition to the snake strike, Ludi has mastered a variety of other techniques that enhance his versatility in combat. The coiling snake is a defensive maneuver that allows him to evade attacks with fluid, serpentine movements, leaving his opponents grasping at air. The venomous bite targets pressure points with pinpoint accuracy, causing temporary paralysis or excruciating pain. These techniques, combined with Ludi's exceptional reflexes and combat awareness, make him a formidable opponent in any battle. Inner strength and chi mastery. While Ludi's physical prowess is undeniably impressive, it is his inner strength, or chi, that truly sets him apart from other martial artists. Chi, the vital life force that flows through all living beings, is the foundation of many martial arts, and Snake Fist is no exception. Ludi's mastery of Chi allows him to harness and manipulate this energy to enhance his physical abilities and unleash devastating attacks. Years of disciplined training and meditation have enabled Ludi to develop an extraordinary level of Chi. His internal energy flows smoothly and powerfully through his body, enhancing his strength, speed, and endurance. This inner strength also grants him remarkable resilience, allowing him to withstand attacks that would cripple a lesser warrior. Even in the heat of battle, Ludi remains calm and composed, drawing upon his inner reserves of Chi to sustain him. One of the most profound manifestations of Ludi's Chi mastery is his ability to perform the snake's breath. This advanced technique involves channeling his inner energy into a focused blast, which he can release through his strikes or even as a directed force to repel multiple opponents. The sheer power of the snake's breath is awe-inspiring, capable of shattering armor and sending adversaries flying with its impact. Ludi's control over his chi also extends to his healing abilities. Through focused meditation and the manipulation of his internal energy, he can accelerate the healing process of his own injuries. This ability not only ensures that he can recover quickly from the rigors of combat, but also allows him to maintain peak performance even in prolonged engagements. The Four Heroes. Ludi's inclusion in the elite group known as the Four Heroes speaks volumes about his skills and reputation. The Four Heroes are revered for their unmatched martial prowess and their unwavering commitment to justice and protection. Each member brings a unique set of abilities and strengths to the group, and Ludi's expertise in Snake Fist complements the diverse skills of his companions. Wulu, the master of elemental manipulation, can harness the power of nature to unleash devastating attacks or create defensive barriers. Tiga, with her unparalleled speed and agility, excels in close-quarters combat and reconnaissance. Suzy, a ferocious bear, combines tactical genius with formidable martial skills to outmaneuver and outthink opponents. Ludi's role within the Four Heroes is multifaceted. His versatility in combat allows him to adapt to various roles as needed. Whether leading the charge, providing support, or engaging in one-on-one duels, Ludi's presence ensures that the Four Heroes are a force to be reckoned with. His deep understanding of martial arts and inner strength also makes him a mentor to the others, guiding them in the development of their own skills and abilities. Legacy and impact. Ludi's legacy extends beyond his martial prowess and contributions to the Four Heroes. His dedication to the principles of Snake Fist and his unwavering commitment to justice have earned him the respect and admiration of allies and adversaries alike. He is not only a warrior but also a teacher, imparting his knowledge and wisdom to the next generation of martial artists. Through his actions, Ludi has demonstrated that true strength lies not only in physical power, but also in the mastery of one's inner self. His journey serves as an inspiration to all who seek to unlock their potential and achieve greatness. The lessons he imparts, discipline, perseverance, and the pursuit of harmony, resonate with those who aspire to follow in his footsteps. Ludi's impact is felt not only on the battlefield, but also in the hearts and minds of those he protects. His unwavering resolve and unbreakable spirit serve as a beacon of hope in times of darkness. As long as Ludi stands, the ideals of justice and righteousness will continue to shine brightly. Ludi's wisdom, the smartest of the Four Heroes. Ludi, one of the renowned Four Heroes, stood out not just for his physical prowess, but for his unparalleled intellect and insatiable thirst for knowledge. His mind was a fortress, fortified with the wisdom gleaned from ancient texts and military strategies, making him the most intelligent and resourceful among his peers. This wisdom, combined with his creativity, allowed him to devise strategies and defense systems that were unparalleled in the gang world. Intellectual prowess. Ludi's journey to becoming the smartest of the four heroes began at an early age. Unlike many who relied solely on their physical strength, Ludi understood that true power lay in the mind. He spent countless hours reading and studying, delving into the ancient military tactics of human civilizations long past. From Sun Tzu's The Art of War to the strategic doctrines of Alexander the Great, Ludi absorbed it all, synthesizing this knowledge with his innate creativity to develop unique strategies tailored for the modern gang warfare landscape. The deep defense strategy. The deep defense strategy he devised for the cunning hyenas was a testament to his intellectual capabilities. Inspired by the layered defense mechanisms of ancient human civilizations, Ludi crafted a multi-tiered system designed to slow down, confuse, and ultimately defeat any attacking force. This strategy was not merely about building physical barriers, but also about creating psychological hurdles for the enemy. Master of martial arts. Ludi's brilliance extended beyond strategy and into the realm of martial arts. His deep understanding of combat techniques allowed him to predict and counter his opponent's moves with uncanny accuracy. By simply observing an opponent's stance and initial movements, Ludi could deduce their fighting style and anticipate their next move. Knowledge of martial arts. Ludi had an encyclopedic knowledge of martial arts. From the swift and deadly strikes of Wing Chun to the powerful and disciplined moves of Taekwondo, Ludi had studied them all. This extensive knowledge made him a formidable opponent, capable of adapting his style to counter any attack. Analytical mind. In the heat of battle, Ludi's analytical mind worked at lightning speed. He would break down his opponent's techniques, identifying weaknesses and exploiting them with precision. This ability made him nearly invincible, as he could turn his enemy's strength into their downfall. Adaptive combat. Ludi's combat style was fluid and adaptive. He could seamlessly transition from one martial art to another, confusing his opponents and keeping them off balance. This adaptability was a key factor in his success, as it allowed him to stay one step ahead in every fight. Creative genius. Ludi's creativity was the cornerstone of his genius. He was not content with merely learning from the past, he sought to innovate and improve upon it. This creativity was evident in the unique strategies and techniques he developed, which often caught his enemies by surprise. Innovative strategies. Ludi's deep defense strategy was a prime example of his creativity. By combining ancient military tactics with modern technology, he created a system that was both effective and innovative. His use of psychological warfare and training drills further demonstrated his ability to think outside the box and develop strategies that were as unconventional as they were effective. Creative problem solving. When faced with a challenge, Ludi approached it with a creative mindset. He would brainstorm multiple solutions, weighing the pros and cons of each before deciding on the best course of action. This approach allowed him to solve problems that others deemed insurmountable. Strategic deception. Ludi was a master of deception, using his intellect to outwit his opponents. He would employ feints, traps, and misdirection to lure his enemies into a false sense of security before striking with precision. This ability to deceive and mislead was a crucial part of his success, as it allowed him to control the battlefield. Legacy of wisdom. Ludi's legacy was not just one of physical prowess and martial skill, but of wisdom and intellect. His teachings and strategies became the foundation upon which future generations of the cunning hyenas would build. His influence extended far beyond his own lifetime, shaping the way his gang approached warfare and strategy. Mentorship. Ludi took great pride in mentoring the younger members of the cunning hyenas. He would impart his knowledge and wisdom, teaching them the importance of intellect and strategy in warfare. His mentorship ensured that his legacy would live on as his students carried forward his teachings. Written works. Ludi documented his strategies and techniques in a series of written works, which became invaluable resources for the cunning hyenas. These texts covered everything from martial arts to military strategy, providing a comprehensive guide for future generations. His writings became known as the Ludi Codex, revered as the ultimate source of wisdom and knowledge. Enduring influence, even after his passing, Ludi's influence continued to shape the Cunning Hyenas. His strategies and teachings were ingrained in the gang's culture, ensuring that his legacy would endure. His intellectual approach to warfare became the gold standard, and his name was synonymous with wisdom and strategy. Ludi's wisdom and intellect set him apart from his peers, making him the most intelligent and resourceful member of the four heroes. His deep understanding of ancient military tactics, combined with his creativity and analytical mind, allowed him to develop strategies that were both innovative and effective. His mastery of martial arts and ability to predict his opponent's moves made him a formidable warrior, while his mentorship and written works ensured that his legacy would live on. In a world dominated by physical strength and brute force, Ludi's intellect was his greatest weapon. He demonstrated that true power lay not in the fists, but in the mind. His legacy serves as a reminder that wisdom and knowledge are the keys to success, and that even in the heat of battle, intellect will always prevail. The impressive armor of Ludi. Ludi's brilliance and ingenuity extended beyond his intellectual prowess and strategic genius. It also encompassed his ability to design and create. One of his most remarkable creations was the armor he designed for himself and all the members of the Cunning Hyenas. This armor was not just a physical shield, but a testament to Ludi's ingenuity and dedication to the safety and strength of his gang. The birth of an idea. Ludi knew that to withstand the relentless and deadly attacks from rivals, the Cunning Hyenas needed more than just superior strategy and combat skills. They needed protection that could endure the fiercest assaults, whether from bullets or arrows. Driven by this necessity, Ludi set out to design an armor that would provide unparalleled defense without sacrificing mobility. Zeep steel, the core material. At the heart of Ludi's armor design was Zeep steel, a material renowned for its exceptional durability and strength. Zeep steel was a rare and highly sought-after metal, known for its ability to withstand tremendous force and pressure. It was nearly impervious to conventional weapons, making it the ideal choice for creating armor that could protect against bullets and arrows. Durability. Zeep steel's molecular structure made it incredibly resilient. It could absorb and disperse energy from impacts, reducing the force transmitted to the wearer. This meant that even high-velocity bullets would have a hard time penetrating the armor, providing an effective shield against gunfire. Hardness. The hardness of Zeep steel was unmatched. It could resist cutting, piercing, and other forms of damage that would easily compromise lesser materials. This made it particularly effective against bullets and arrows, which could be deflected or stopped outright by the armor's tough exterior. Lightweight properties. Despite its strength, Zeep steel was relatively lightweight compared to other metals with similar durability. This was crucial for maintaining the mobility and agility of the Cunning Hyenas in combat, allowing them to move quickly and efficiently without being weighed down by their armor. Design and construction. Ludi personally oversaw the design and construction of the armor, ensuring that every detail was meticulously planned and executed. His approach was both scientific and artistic, combining functionality with aesthetics to create a piece of equipment that was as impressive to look at as it was effective in battle. Form-fitting design. The armor was tailored to fit each member of the Cunning Hyenas perfectly. This personalized fit ensured maximum protection while allowing for full range of motion. The plates were articulated in such a way that they moved with the wearer, reducing any hindrance during combat. Layered protection. The armor featured multiple layers of Zeep steel, strategically arranged to provide optimal protection. The outermost layer was designed to deflect and absorb the initial impact, while the inner layers provided additional strength and durability. This layering technique enhanced the overall effectiveness of the armor. Integrated technology. Ludi incorporated modern technology into the armor design. Communication devices were built into the helmets, allowing members to stay in constant contact during missions. Night vision capabilities and heads-up displays, HUDs, were also integrated, giving the cunning hyenas a technological edge in low-light and high-stress environments. Aesthetic elements. While functionality was paramount, Ludi also ensured that the armor reflected the identity and pride of the cunning hyenas. The armor was adorned with intricate designs and engravings that symbolized the strength and unity of the gang. These aesthetic elements served to boost morale and instill a sense of pride among the members. Engravings and symbols, each piece of armor bore the emblem of the cunning hyenas, a symbol of their unity and strength. Additionally, personal symbols and markings were engraved to represent the individual wearer's achievements and rank within the gang. These details added a personal touch and fostered a deeper connection between the members and their armor. Color scheme. The armor was finished with a dark, matte coating that minimized reflection and enhanced stealth. This color scheme was not only practical but also intimidating, reinforcing the fearsome reputation of the cunning hyenas.